Let's go.
So, thank you all for coming. Welcome. So I want to start us off by telling you a little bit of a story about, we'll go this one. I want to start by telling you a story about how this began, because this is really cool. It's really cool to see everyone here, the team here, everything that this has become, because like 2 years ago, it was just like us frantically getting 1 million check-ins done on a Friday, like when we just started. And I want to tell you the story of how we started in the first place, because that's going to give context to everything we're going to talk about. So that's actually how we met. We used to work in a gym together. She was my boss, all right? She gave me a job. That's how we met.
And Bailey, we all work together.
Bailey was also. So we were, as you can imagine, really good at what we do. We crush it. We coached a lot of people. We had a lot of fun, and we got a lot of fat loss. We got a lot of six packs. Life's cool. A lot of muscles. Very nice. Particularly, I won't name names, but there was one kind of couple, and we crushed it. They crushed it. Super proud of them. They dropped over 30 kilograms, completely changed their life. And then eventually we stopped working for the gym. And then we saw them just in passing a year later. And all of that weight had come on again. All of the work that we've done, all of that 30 kilograms has just come on again and a little bit more. And we're like, yes, that sucks, but that's on us. We failed as a coach. That's on us. That was our fault because we didn't give them the skills. Yes, we got the weight loss, but we didn't give them the skills to be able to keep it off for the rest of their life. And that's when we like sat down, had a conversation, was like, that's what we need to do. The way we're going to be different and what the impact that we're going to have is, yes, get the dream body, but learn to keep it off for the rest of your life. And that's the big theme that we're going to go over throughout today and that you're going to see.
And guys, we're literally going to give you the roadmap. We're going to lay it out. We're pulling back the curtains. We're giving you the roadmap. But none of that matters unless you have desire. What I'm talking about is you actually want it, because a lot of us in this room, we can achieve it, but not everyone in this room will get it, just being real. I'm not saying you can't, but it's because we hold ourselves back. We set limitations. Oh, my genetics, or we get comfortable. And we lie to ourselves. Oh, I don't really want that. I don't really want the six pack. I'm comfortable, I'm good. Oh, I can't have her body or his body, my body type. I can't have that, but you can. And it's all about claiming what you actually want. You have to actually want it and actually claim what you want, rather than setting limitations, settling, lying to ourselves, right? If we have the choice between every day, we felt good in everything that we wore, or just occasionally we felt good in some clothing. Everyone in this room is gonna choose every day. So desire. So it starts with desire and actually claiming what you want, claiming the body that you want, because you can all have it.
Yeah, a lot of you, and I've actually heard this from some of you, I don't want to call names, but it'd be like, I don't need it. I don't need abs. I'm happy with just 5 kilograms down, 10 kilograms down, whatever it might be. I don't need it. Like, fuck that. No, do you want a six pack? And you're like, oh yeah, it'd be nice. So the answer is yes. Say it. Call it. Like, for example,
Call your
shots. So this event has been on our vision boards that we've had on the background of our computer for the last 2 years.
Literally.
And when we said, we didn't say like, oh, it'd be nice to have an event, or it'd be cool to have an event, I want to have an event. We say, we will have an event. We will have the best team of coaches on the planet. And then like, boom, there they are. And they're the best. Call your shots. And the first step comes with like, I want this. Just so you know that it's not like, oh, woo-woo, rah-rah. Like, you guys, most of you know me, like, I don't like the voodoo rah-rah shit. Just so you know, it's just not just like making this up. Because we're going to give you the exact blueprint to like get a six pack and killing it. Just so you know, with it not making this up, this is Cara. Who's seen Cara before? All of you has, because she's the best.
And guys, you are sitting next to people who have done it, and also who thought it wasn't possible. Who were told by doctors that they wouldn't be able to achieve what they wanted to achieve after having 4 kids. And Cara claimed it. She wanted it. She put in the work and she worked towards it, and now she has it.
Physically told by a doctor, you can't have a six pack, you can't get the weight off because you've had kids, or insert reason here, or your genetics, or blah, blah, blah. But now she does. And then the handsome guy standing next to her, or sitting next to her, oh, punk, right? Stop it. Same thing. 4 kids, works 12-hour days, still shows up as a sick husband, and got abs. Not too busy. 4 kids, working 12 hours a day is like hustling. But not just that.
And Sarah, she's also got kids, also told by doctors that she wouldn't be able to lose the weight. The really cool thing, guys, is it starts with you. It starts with your mind. It starts with your body. A bit about Sarah, she was told this, had a roadblock, since went on her journey, still crushing it, and then her husband competed. And her kids are now playing at great levels in their sports. Like, it starts with you, and we do. It translates because then you give others the belief as well.
And then Brie, she's at the front too. She's got abs as well.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yay, go Brie.
And guys, Brie claimed it. Brie wanted
Brie did.
it. And every day, and of course we have boundaries, we have beliefs, can I do it? Brie just crushed a half marathon, 22-minute PB. She's going
Like
for a
crushed.
marathon next month.
Because she said, I will do that marathon. She didn't say like, oh, that'd be nice to be able to, but I'd be happy with like a 5K. No, she said, I will do that half marathon. I will do it. And then she did it.
And now her husband Luke's joined the team. Woo!
Yay!
Let's go. So guys, you can have it. If you don't want to work hard, guys, it's not for you. When I say work hard, it's not endless hours in the gym, it's not endless hours food prepping, but if you don't want to put in work, and to all of us, it's going to be different work, right? It might be mental battles, it might be motivation, it might be time restriction. Work for everyone is different. But if you're not willing to put in the work, it's not for you. You can scratch off your goal right now, because we're going to have roadblocks, we're going to have struggles, but it's just about showing up and doing what's required.
And it's funny because a lot of you, most of you, like before you joined the team, were actually doing a lot more, training a lot more, eating a lot less, starving yourself. That is a common denominator that all of you guys have. So it's funny when we say like, you need to put in the work, but we're going to give you the roadmap. What we mean by that is we're going to give you the roadmap in this one of exactly like from start to finish, having lifetime abs and keeping them for the rest of your life, but it's still gonna take work to get there. You still gotta show up.
And as you guys know, and a lot of you have already overcome that. This is a really cool thing, but we have to overcome the fear of food. That's a big barrier for a lot of us, whether it's dropping the last few kilograms, getting the abs. This is all about removing the fear of food. Why? We all want to win in all arenas. It's not just fitness, it's work, it's family, it's life. And if we're not fueling our body, one, we can't reach our body composition goals, but we can't perform our best in all arenas. It's just not going to happen. We're going to get stressed, anxiety, and we're not going to be the best. And I think all of you guys want to be the best.
But who is this for? This is for you guys that are or have been working your ass off and doing everything right and putting in the work, but then it's just like not showing up in the mirror. Like we said, yes, we need to do the work, but it's not about doing more. More isn't better, better is better. That's why we're gonna show you a few of the roadblocks. This is if you've hit a plateau before. This is if you want it, if you want a six-pack. Like we said before, it's like you need it first, and the reason we went with Desire first, because you need to admit to yourself, and you need to admit publicly and say it and claim your shots that, yeah, I will not settle for less than what I am capable of, which is six-pack for the rest of your life. This is who this is for.
So what we're going to go over today is we're literally going to give you the roadmap. All of us in this room, we're at different stages, and that's cool. That's not to say that there's not something in each stage, because some of you might need to go back and master different things. So take notes. We're going to go through all the stages of what challenges you're going to face and also what you need to master.
Yeah, and it's like some of you are going to be further ahead in those stages than others, but take note of the things of what we need to master at each stage, because if we haven't, that will eventually become a roadblock that we will reach. That will eventually be the limiting factor when we reach it. So don't zone out until you're like, oh, I'm not here yet. We got you.
And so we're going to start off with the fat loss roadmap. So we're going to start off with fat loss, and then we're going to go into building muscle.
The muscle growth.
So we've got two roadmaps.
The reason we're starting with this is because usually, if we've got a little bit of fat and we also want more muscle, which is everybody, and you think, okay, what should I do first? Usually it's always the most important to get lean. Like, let's get a six-pack first before we really start growing muscle. Because as you start to grow muscle, I would rather be really confident and look good every time you look in the mirror and see that six-pack as we're building muscle, because building muscle is slow. So we're going to take you through from, if we've got 20 plus kilograms to lose, as we get to this final kind of 10 kilograms, as we get to that last 5 kilograms that a few of you are at, and then actually having the abs, because getting the abs is one thing, keeping it, growing muscle for the rest of your life, like that's not the end of the journey. So let's do it. So what's important here, the 20 kilograms, the waterfall phase. This is fun. The reason it's called the waterfall phase is because it happens pretty quick. Your body, when you've got like a lot of weight to lose, your body doesn't really like having that much weight. It's like, I'll help. When we get down to these like last 5 kilograms,
Body
body
doesn't
does
like
not
it.
like to help.
No.
Your body's mean. It's awful. But when we're here, it goes pretty easy. But a big thing that we need to keep in mind here is the expectations, because this is going to sound awful.
I'll say it because I know Harry's previously experienced this. When we set out a goal like this, we start
Yes, okay,
losing
yes.
weight. It's managing expectations, because we start losing weight and we're like, oh shit, I actually have more to lose.
You have more fat than you think to lose.
Oh, I can't see my abs.
A few years ago, I
Told
wanted to
you.
hit a number. Remember the victim weight trend? I was like, I tried to hit 105 kilograms. All I cared about was the number, so I bulked up. Delusional. I was like, oh, it's gonna be all muscle.
It was when I was pregnant. He's like, I'm gonna bulk too.
Yeah, I'm bulking. So I got to 105 kilograms, and then I was like, I probably got 5, maybe 8 kilograms of fat to lose, and then I'll have my abs back again. And then what I thought was like 5 kilograms, I actually had 15. And the reason, like, I'd lost 5 kilograms and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I can't really see much difference. And the reason being is that, yes, the weight will come down and that's really cool, but the mirror won't move that much. Because even though you've dropped, say, 5 kilograms of fat, when you start getting really lean, those last few kilograms, like every kilogram, you see like a new vein, a new ab. It's like life's good. There's a lot of change in a very short period of time. But the biggest thing we need to do this phase is managing expectations and focus on the scale going down. That's objective. Focus on how your clothes are fitting, because that's the objective measures right now.
And guys, what you need to master in this phase is not going for quick fixes. This is the biggest thing in this, is not going for quick fixes, medication from the doctors, shakes, things like that. Because it's always like a quick option, but that does so much more damage. Yeah, no matter the stage, like this can come up, but most particularly in this phase. And because if we do the work right now, it's easier and better in the long run. Because often when we go from this, that's when we end up back at square one, which, like we said, no one wants to do that again. No one wants to put all this work and get back to square one.
And funnily enough, the doctors saying that you can't lose fat without a surgery are also the ones that do the surgery. Oh, suspicious. Anyway, so the biggest things, it's a pretty smooth time. Think about like portion size. The biggest realization that most people can get a lot of weight off really quick is just understanding how much is like, what's a 500 calorie meal? What does that look like in person? Because even in phase 4, like when we get to intuitive eating with you guys, if you don't, keep track every now and then and reset the bar and reset expectations, your portion sizes just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
And calorie intake. So, it can get so complex, macros, calories, like food timings. Honestly, at this stage, just calorie intake. That's it.
Yeah.
That's our highest leverage thing that we just want to focus on and we just want to master.
Yeah. Right
Calorie
now, especially we've got a fair bit of fat on your body. Protein is very important, but at this stage, we don't even need to worry that much about protein, because even if we're under our protein, like we've got a lot of energy, we've got a lot of resources on your body, you'll make up for it. So at this stage, it's like keep it simple, and that's why one of the first things we do when we come to phase 1, it's like master calories. Just master getting the calories in. Meal prepping as well, mainly for time saving. Who likes doing dishes? Yeah, so meal prep. It's the best. We started meal prepping breakfasts now too. And it's
so good.
The best, because doing dishes suck. So that's good. And then just routine. At this point, it's just getting in, like hitting your training sessions and making sure you hit your calories. And literally everything else can come later. Don't stress. It's crazy. It's a good time. We've got some superstars in the room who have absolutely smashed this phase. David did it in like, I don't know, what?
Record time.
Like 10 weeks. He still holds the record. Absolute legend as well. Sarah couldn't make it. Yvette's here though. So we've definitely got some superstars. Kayla, you crushed it. You got a record time. You almost beat his record. It's close. So I like it. You guys are killing it.
Absolutely.
Next is when we get down to like these last 10 kilograms. We've got about 10-ish, we've got about 10 kilograms to lose.
Yeah, give or take in all of these phases. This is definitely when deficits start.
You start to feel it.
To get harder.
Yeah.
Right? We've kind of put in that door of they start to get harder because, like Harry said earlier, there's a point where our body does doesn't want it to go. You know, what is it? There for the winter, you know, there for when hunting doesn't go too well, you know, the man doesn't bring back the food. Back in the day. So this is where, you know, deficits start to get hard.
Yeah.
So again, be prepped. It's not always going to be easy. There's a lot we can do to try and make it as comfortable as possible, but buckle up.
There is a point where the longer you're in a deficit, the harder it becomes. So this is where mini cuts come in. Who likes not doing it for that long? Me. So like, as we start losing weight, it starts getting more difficult, and the longer we're in a deficit, the more difficult it becomes. It's not as much to do with how much of a deficit we're in, as opposed to how long we've been in that deficit. That's more important. If we do a more aggressive deficit, the time it takes for your body to adapt is quicker, and these negative adaptations to stack on is faster, but for the most part, it's just kind of time. So we can make it really easy by just going really hard and fast, getting a lot of fat off in a very short period of time, and then as soon as it starts getting depressing, you get hungry, you start snapping at your partner, like, you know, you get tired, lethargic, that kind of stuff. You don't do the dishes, you just leave them, I'll do them in the morning, I'll do them later.
And
as
guys,
soon as that happens,
as you know, like, this is what Verto specializes in. This is really our point of difference for so many things. We want to get in, drop it, but like we said earlier, we want to perform at our best. And staying in long deficits not only has a negative effect on your actual fat loss, how much weight you can move, but your body, you know, performance and how we show up in other areas of our life. So mini cuts, you know, in terms of like preventing muscle, hormones, all of that good stuff, but this is truly what we specialize in, mini cuts. We want to get in and out.
And like, same thing with muscle loss. The reason you lose muscle is because after 8, 10, 12 weeks of being in a state where your body is literally eating itself alive, like, that's more muscle that's going to lose. So if we do it really quick, you don't lose any muscle. It's a good time.
Things we want to master here, and now, again, we're going in layers here. So technique's definitely top of mind. You've already mastered your routine here. Now you want to start to dive into technique. When we're talking technique, range of motion. Range of motion is at the top. Before loading any of that, we're going to grow more muscle if we can get into that nice deep stretch of the movement.
And when we say technique, like, all of your technique is good. Everyone's got good technique. Like, if you went into the gym and just started training, like, you're not going to kill yourselves. You're not going to get injured. You're not going to get injured and drop the bar and tear a shoulder or anything like that. But when we talk about technique, we talk about how can we get every ounce of progress out of every single rep. Full range of motion, giving a little cheeky pause in the stretch. Being nice and explosive. Like, everyone's been guilty of the past of like squeezing your back during your rows, which does nothing. Let's save you some effort. It's like these kind of things when we talk about technique.
Rep ranges, RAR. So here we're really diving into mastering rep ranges. We've got our ass to the gym. We want to maximize every rep with our technique and actually use our rep ranges. Not, oh yeah, I feel like doing 10, or, oh, choose a number between here. No, we're actually using rep ranges, and our body indicates when we should stop.
Let your body tell you when it's time to finish the set, not your mind. Because a lot of people are like, oh, that's hard, I'll drop the weight, like, that's finished. But chances are you've got a lot more in you than you think. And you definitely do, actually. Now we start like diving into protein, because especially as we get to this period where your body is starting to really work against you, we want to make sure we're maintaining all of the muscle that we can and all of our muscle. So now it's very important to really be hitting that protein. It was before, but now it's like, we need to master it.
Protein's first in terms of the macronutrients.
It is.
Like protein, we want to master protein first.
Yeah.
For me, I used to be guilty. It was just all fats. I just love fats. Avocados, bacon, I still do. But like for me, it was definitely cool, master protein. And now like I eat so much protein. So again, it's just building that habit so you can reap the rewards of muscle growth. I know we're gonna go into muscle growth more, but that's definitely.
But with last one, like actually tracking your ingredients, this is where it starts. Like, yes, we want to eventually not have to track, we'll get there, but the closer we get and the leaner we get, like if we're over by 100, 200 calories, that actually has a fair bit of impact now, as opposed to before, if we were over 200 calories one day, maybe a little under the next day, didn't really make a difference. But now it's your body's like, it works against you.
We want to track food, guys, to understand what's in food.
And get the skill.
And I know it's annoying, but it's for a short period of time. I used to make so many assumptions about food. Oh, that's healthy. Oh, it's like, what is that?
Not so
like,
healthy.
What's in it? How is it going to fuel your body? How is it going to get you to the result? And tracking then allows you to understand food and then also not be afraid of it as well.
Speaking of result,
Damn.
there he is again. Hey, Ryerson. I've got a crush on him. But we got some superstars in the room. You guys are absolutely killing it. This is where we kind of get to these last 10 kilograms.
And,
you know?
and it's all possible. Like, I look here, and everyone here is training hard. But it's what do we master first to drive a result? Yeah. Otherwise, it's so overwhelming. And it's like, what is our biggest leverage? That's the biggest leverage that you want to focus on in that phase.
As well. It's cool now because now we start to see some abs, which is fun. And then we get to 5 kilograms to lose. And we get to the grind phase in italics to let you know. It gets to a bit of a grind. Yes.
And this is what's known as like the stubborn fat. This is also where people get comfortable. This is one of the points, now we're kind of in that middle phase, where often we get comfortable. And also we've worked really hard to be here that we start to set those limitations.
When we say get comfortable...
I'm good. Oh, I could stay here. I'm okay. Other people are telling us we look amazing, and that's great, but what is your goal? Also, if you're so comfortable here, stay here. It is your choice, but this is often where we do get more deterred because it is a bit harder to drop this part.
And the reason it's like you might get deterred is because you start to see abs. If you look in the mirror and you flex, you look good. So it's easy to be like, this is starting to get difficult. I mean, I look okay. And that's where you can kind of get undone before really reaching your actual potential because you look good. Good is the enemy of great. When we talk about like the stubborn fat plateau and what we're talking about it, who's heard of like stubborn fat before? So there's no such thing as stubborn fat. That fat is no different to all the other fat that you've lost. The only difference here is now that we're getting leaner, your body starts working a lot harder against you now because it wants to preserve that. There's a certain amount of fat that you need to function healthily. Has anyone competed before in bodybuilding here? No?
Yeah.
That was a little pathetic.
Me.
That didn't count. You get to a point.
Hand up.
I won't expose.
Flex.
But like, but you get to a point where you've lost so much body fat and you're at like, you're such a lean level that like nothing works. You don't have hormone. You don't have energy. You can't even sleep at one point. You get to a point where like, you know, as a guy, you got nothing in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Like you just physically can't because you've reached a point where your body is just barely surviving. That's what we mean by it gets more difficult because the leaner you get, your body is really trying to work hard so you don't get to that point. That's what we mean.
I kind of want to add here, guys, as well, is when we're talking stubborn body fat, when we're talking like genetics doesn't dictate how much fat we lose. We can all lose the fat, everyone. Genetics doesn't dictate that, but what genetics does dictate is where we store the fat. So when we're talking stubborn fat, we've all got that area, but it's not impossible to lose it. You still can lose it, it's just dictated by where we store it.
Yeah, like males, we get most of our fat stomach, lower back, especially lower back. It sucks. Females, oh no, you guys get most of it around your bum. Gosh darn, that must suck. But like that's where you...
Hips, bum, belly.
Yeah, hips, bum, belly, like yeah, more or less where it's genetic. But that's where genetics kind of stop. Where you preferentially store it, but like all of you can get a six-pack. There's nothing from a genetic standpoint that is going to stop you from losing fat. Fat is just a maths equation at the end of the day. It's new, very new research.
Cool.
Like it's not, I've got my glasses on.
Oh no.
It's not like, I don't want to stand up here and be like, put my foot down and be like, this is it. Because it's still need a lot more study. Like we're 5 years behind like what actually we're seeing. But it looks like you, by lifting weights and by like lifting heavy stuff and growing some muscle, you are altering your genes that you pass on to your kids to make them more jacked. And the reason it came up is because Layla has abs. What does she need them for? And she's got calves. I don't even have calves. And she's got like these little unit, like she's ripped. And it's like, what do you need that for? You know? Give it to me. But that's because as you train and as you work out, if anyone has kids or wants to have kids in the future, what you're doing is you're passing down better genetics so it's easier for them to grow muscle and get jacked and look super cool as well. If you need more motivation, have jacked kids. Right? But I'll nerd out more once we've got a little bit more research. But here, like we said, it starts to get more difficult. Your body starts to work against you. So we can just be very cheeky and do the same. We can go quick, right? So like when we start, instead of doing like a 6-week mini cut, 8-week mini cut, we just go really hard for 3 weeks. And your body's like, nah, I've seen it before. I'm gonna work, I'm gonna adapt. Starts to go faster. And then we go back up to maintenance again. I'm like, haha, eat shit.
And this is where we kind of start understanding the rate at which we adapt,
yes.
Right? So again, like as we are taking you guys through these phases, obviously we run you through, but pay attention as well. How often are we updating? Because outside, we're setting you guys up for success. You guys are going to be able to take yourself through these phases, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's exactly right. For example, take note of where your maintenance is at when we put you back up to maintenance. Because if you go on a calculator and you like, I'm 5'2", like Chloe's calculator maintenance says hers is like 1,600 when it's 3,000, 3,500. Kara's says hers is like 1,800, hers is 2,500 to 3,000 as well. It's like we'll build your body up to a point where like you can handle these really high maintenance. So take note. Because when like after the one very sad day when I cry myself to sleep when you're no longer on the team and a little birdie flying away from the nest and you can do it yourself, that's like maintenance that you can keep in your back pocket. As soon as you need to go to maintenance, like you know the number to eat at as well. So that's one thing that like keep note of.
And over time, this increases. Like Kara, I think we started off maintenance was like 1,700, 1,800.
And she was like, this is too much.
Yeah, and then we
can't eat it.
pull it right up. That's always the goal.
And then we gave her 3,000. Because like the more muscle you get, the more efficient your body becomes, the more you can handle, and the more you move to. But anyway, rabbit hole.
This one, mastering scales. You know, who here has stepped on the scales and it's gone in the direction and it's derailed us?
You'd be like, fuck you. That's it,
Yeah.
KFC.
I used to. Absolutely. And like, this is just one metric that we use to track. So obviously we're gonna educate you guys, and a lot of you guys in this room already know why your body fluctuates. So this is something you really need to master here, especially with it being that last little bit.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to derail you. Like at the end of the day, it's one metric and we should expect it to change.
And the reason scale is really cool and like recommend everyone to weigh yourself is because it's easy. It's a really easy way to get a gauge, but it's not an objective measure of progress. It is a subjective measure because there's 1,000,001 things that will affect that scale.
Like water.
But it's like there's 1,000,000 things that can affect the scale, especially when at this phase where the absolute change in your body, how much you can lose in any one period of time is now smaller. It's going to be harder to read the scale. So it's very important to look at the objective measures of progress. Like if you're lifting and you're getting PBs, that is proof that you've grown new muscle. We won't go too much into muscle growth yet, but like it's not that, oh, I hit a PB, now I'm going to grow muscle. If you've hit a PB, it means you already have grown new muscle in order to help to lift that extra weight. That's an objective measure. When it comes to like the scale, or when it comes to fat loss, we're talking about like how your clothes fit. Because it's like the scale's not moving, but your clothes fit better and you can see more abs in the mirror. Like, guess what? You've lost fat. Like, don't stress about the scale. These are the objective measures. This is what we want to focus on.
Yeah, and don't base it on like how we feel. It's like, oh, like I feel defeated, I won't do this. Or, oh, what's the point? It's not working. Or all these thoughts that come into our mind, like this is gonna be one of the biggest bottlenecks that stops you from actually getting it. It's like, cool, have that moment for a second. I'm not saying that's not gonna happen. It still happens all the time, like when you're pushing for a goal. But, you know, think about it, move past it, and just get back into work. Just stick to the plan and don't let your mood or talking ourselves out of it just based on the scale or even clothing if it fits a little different on that day.
And
it's working. It's going to work.
It will different times of the day. When you wake up in the morning, you look really lean. Later in the afternoon, you'll be like, oh, I'm fat. Because you've eaten. It happens. I do it all the time. Next one, preventing and dealing with hunger. So this is one of the ways that your body
It's a hard one.
makes it more difficult for you, is it makes you very hungry. But like your body is really trying hard to make you eat more. It is going to make you hungry. So we need to prevent it. We've got a few strategies for that. And then actually dealing it when it comes. Like who likes Pepsi Max? Huh.
Yeah.
Perfect. Have as much as you want.
So this is going to be the biggest thing is dealing with the hunger and having tools in your belt to deal with it when it comes up. Whether it's throughout the day, whether it's late at night, whenever it's going to come up, because you are in a deficit, it should come up.
Increasing your step count, the reason we don't have a number on there is because it needs to just be as much as you can. It's a very short period of time, but like the more you move, the more fat you're going to burn, which is cool. So your body is going to work very hard to stop you from moving. Like when you're at work, you know how you like bounce your knee up and down at work? You won't do that anymore because your body's trying to save energy. So we need to be better than that and make sure we get moving. And try to do
Walking
as many
pad
steps as we
is
can.
the best. Honestly, I bought one for Harry. I was like, oh I'll never use that.
She doesn't let me use it at all.
Yeah, he's gonna ask to use it.
Next mini cut,
It's so good.
I'm getting another one.
Time restraints, honestly, walking pad. I think like the expensive ones are like $200 or something, but
Amazon.
a good investment.
Making sure that we are hitting PBs and we are forcing progression. And then maintenance phases, learning to listen to your body. And like the more we kind of go through and we do more maintenance phases, you guys are going to tell, like some of you lot, like, hey, I think I need a maintenance phase now. Like you guys like tell us. It's like, oh, excellent. This is perfect. Because it's like there are a lot of indicators for your body to tell when you need a maintenance phase. Like for example, if you're not losing fat, maintenance. There's no point ramming your head against the wall.
One thing I want to add on this, guys, like some of us in the room will go into a calorie deficit. It'll be the last little bit. We'll lose the 5 kilos straight, like first mini cut. You know, we've all, a few of us in the room have done it. Some of us, it might take a couple of times as well. So
it's
again,
like
I know, you know, all of us are sometimes guilty of comparing to other people, but like this is your body and it can take a couple of times to go. As well, like for me, I don't love deficits. I'm a foodie. I'm the devil. Harry's like throwing food at me. Like for me, like I can go like 2-3 weeks as a max. So sometimes it does take, and I'm okay with the maintenance. Again, resetting the bar. Okay, maintenance back to PBs, like feeling good, feeling high, and then go again. It's okay if it takes a couple of goes, especially when you're at, you know, the last 5 kilograms. Depending on your height, depending on what you weigh, things like that. We won't always do it in one go.
I actually have a bone to pick with some of you guys because, we've created monsters. Some of you compare yourselves like to the Lord David at the back. They're like, why haven't I lost 10 kilograms in 6 weeks? It's like, if you weigh 60 kilograms, you don't have 10 kilograms to lose. Yeah, you know exactly who you're talking to. Like,
but sometimes with 60 kilograms, like it can move quite quickly.
But how much fat, like the percentage of fat that you have on your body to lose is so much smaller that how much you should be losing per week is so much smaller too. So think about a general rule as 1% per week. If you weigh 55 kilograms, that's like 500 grams a week. And that's perfect, spot on, you are crushing it. But some of you guys are like, I only lost 4 kilograms in the last 3 weeks. I'm so sad. And I'm like, that's kind of really cool.
That's really good.
But that's also like, you're crushing it. You're like 3 times faster than you should be. Life's good. So I'm watching all of you guys. Also, like your wins are like, oh, I've only lost 1 kilogram this week. It's cool though, I still like them. We'll go a little bit quicker because we like to go on rabbit holes. So you've got abs, well done. Woo, we got it. But biggest thing that's gonna come up here is fear of losing them. Especially when we start like, you know, when we increase calories, you're just like, oh no, I don't want to. I like them. You know, we've got to do it. We're not done. The job's not done. And so what I want to do is like little mindset shifts. Number one, now that you've got abs, if you continue to try to eat so little and like just drive it into the ground, you are going to lose them. That's going to cause you to lose them. Cara keeps her abs at 3,000 calories. It's good. We like it. We like food. And the other thing is that once you've done it, once you've gotten there, it is infinitely easier to get back there. Once you've lost it once, it is very easy. So let's say magically, right, somehow you were cursed by a witch and the weight came back on. It's very easy to get it back off once you've already done it once. So like, don't stress. Go to Greece, eat a gyros, you'll be okay. We like food.
I want to say here, guys, with this one, like we're transitioning. It is a big transition. I'm not going to stand here and say that it's not.
You've worked so hard.
You've worked so hard. So it is okay to have that fear because of the amount of work that you've done. But that is one of the things that will hold you back. It will. We've got to shift it. We've got to increase the food to keep the abs. It sounds funny, but we do have to do it. So knowing that it is a part of the journey. And I feel like at this stage, because as well, when we're thinking of it, a lot of us, it's like, oh, I've got to lose a little bit more fat to see the abs. That's not the case because we are transitioning. We actually are going into growing muscle.
Yeah,
right?
I was guilty of this. I didn't train abs for a very long time because like genetically, flex, my abs look pretty cool, but I recently started training them because I've got a little bit like, I'm not gonna lie, I've got a little bit of chub, I'm using it. It's there for a reason, I'm not lazy. But I started training abs and it's great. It's so much better. And what we mean by that is you need to start growing muscle to see the definition that you were after.
So this comes through, obviously, our PBs, lifting heavy. We want to lift heavy. By now, we've mastered our protein. That was in the phase before. But we got to eat more.
You do
Like,
need more.
muscle is
Carbs.
literally the last thing your body will grow. We'll recover from your sessions. We're living life. Maybe if we do eat more, we will grow muscle.
Muscle's a luxury to your body. And eventually, once you get enough muscle, your body is actively trying to get rid of it. That's like we go to gym to be like, nah, I need it. It's important. But your body doesn't like it. So we need to feed it. We need to fuel to keep it. There, we can go too far. I won't touch on it much now. We will get into the next one, but you can go too far and you can get a little bit lazy. So let's go into the muscle growth roadmap.
More.
All right?
Let's go.
Married, guys. Stop. So we start growing muscle. We start to slowly gain weight, potentially. That's okay. But then, can't wait to talk about this. Recomping. My favorite. Great time.
Yeah.
And then you've got the six-pack year round. So first things first, we start growing muscle. You need to eat a lot more food than you think. Like, for example, Cara eating 3,000 calories. She's like this high. And she's like this high. She's less than 60 kilograms. She's eating 3,000 calories. You need to eat a lot more than you think. So when we increase your food, you're going to be like, I don't know about that one, champ. We like to eat food. Food is good. We need it.
And the cool thing about, these last two phases, they really tie into each other because for me personally, I can go for like a 5-6 kilogram range and like you guys probably think like I still look really lean or like keep abs, but the weight can fluctuate here because we've done the work, we're building the muscle, and then as well, like we can strip it back. So if we master like the ab phase, we can keep our abs. Like for me, I'm like a 6 kilogram range, which is quite a lot. Even when pregnant, I still had abs. It was like,
You did.
yeah. The side. Seriously though, I was like, oh my God. But because I did all this first. Yeah. But it's like you put on a lot of
Get 'em.
fat through pregnancy because mastering that phase before, even through this phases, you can still keep it. It's a really cool place to be.
And sometimes if you're lean enough, if you're like diced, we need to gain a little bit of fat first. Like for example, after your comp, you needed to gain a certain amount of healthy fat on your body to function so that one, you could like live and not just die randomly. But two, so we've like, your body's in a state where it will grow new muscle. So like sometimes this might come with a little bit of fat gain and that's okay because we can always adjust course, we can always correct. Like we said, to get back down to abs again, life's easy. We can always go back there easy again. So that might happen. This is where we go the other way. And this is actually a new module that I'm gonna be adding to phase 3 because I've seen it, we get to a point where you guys have such good technique that it holds us back. So for example, the shortened position. Who's done level 2 technique mastery? Yeah, you guys know.
Yeah.
The shortened position, like for example, bicep curl, when you're like that, right, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't give us anything. We've got a lot of studies that show if you just do like a half rep in the lengthened position, the stretch, you get all of the growth you're gonna get. So if you're doing a lat pull down.
Or the hip thrust at
Hip
the
thrust
top.
is a big one. If you're doing a lat pull down and a lot of you like stop because you can't touch your chest, when it's like that little motion to touch your chest doesn't do anything. So you're okay. You can better one actually, lateral raises.
We can keep going.
Dumbbell laterals. Like it's okay to not come all the way up here because that little bit up here doesn't do much. So those last few reps to really force progression or to increase the weight, if you just come to here, great.
And guys, you have permission. Like this will be one of your roadblocks in this phase, especially if you're a perfectionist, especially because we've done a lot of technique coaching. We do need to be okay with it not being perfect in the shortened position to be able to push past.
You can break down a little bit, breakdown's a bad word. You can sacrifice a little bit of range of motion in the squeeze to force progression, that's okay. But never sacrifice the range of motion in that big stretch. Because that's where the growth's coming from.
And you just work on that. It's like going back to like range of motion. We're working on getting, obviously in the lengthened position, we're getting full range, same thing. We can sacrifice a little bit, but the goal is to get back there, to have that full range of motion again.
Like for example, who's been stuck on like, let's say 10s on lateral raises for, right. Don't blame you. But like if you need to sacrifice a little bit to like go up to the 12s, do it, because eventually as you get stronger, the 12s are going to become easy and you can get perfect form back afterwards, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is a roadblock that's going to come up. Not overdoing your calories.
Ooh, yeah.
Because you've just been so good and you've been in a deficit for so long, it's like, I've been waiting to eat a Krispy Kreme for like 3 months. One won't hurt. And you start getting a little cheeky and a little lazy, and that's where some of this extra fat
Easy
gain
to
comes
get
from.
comfortable here, because same thing.
Yeah.
It's like we go from like fat loss, like, oh no, a lot of swaps, to, you know, we start introducing things and then it can easily go to a lot,
Yeah.
right?
And then keeping your steps up, because a lot of people like, fat loss is done now, I'm just gonna not go for a walk at all. And then the steps go to like 2K. And if your steps go to 2K, how much food that you can eat also comes down with it. So it's like, the biggest thing in this phase is just not getting lazy pretty much.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
and
don't
step-
get lazy with your food, don't get lazy with your steps, still have them at a good amount.
Yeah, and it's good to manage, you know, the increase of fat, because we can expect that in this phase.
Yep.
So steps are really so good, especially, you know, if this starts to creep up, you know, we can increase steps. Like there's a lot of maneuvers that we can do here, but yes, the steps, like we want to keep it consistent.
And then carbs. Who likes carbs?
Yeah.
And me. Guess what? When we're growing muscle, that's going to be your best friend. Like almost, no, I won't. Take it with a grain of salt, but it's almost just as important as protein.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, how much carbs? Who's seen me eat scones and then him copy it? Yeah, don't blame you. Highly recommend before you train some scones. You can get 100 grams of carbs and still be hungry. It's the best. And they taste great. Anyway, that's because like now the most important thing is like, how many grams of carbs can we jam into our day? Because that's what's going to help us lift a lot and grow a ton of muscle. So carbs become your best friend at this point.
Yes.
Hunks.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
And like Lyndon, Luana, Chelsea, like all these guys, like all experience these exact roadblocks, guys. And in order to get past it, this is what we had to master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like
totally-
in order to grow that muscle, we had to, you know, remove the fear, do the work, and push past it, because it is different.
And the cool thing, you guys all like, oh my God, they look leaner in the after photos, but they've grown muscle. That's because, you know, this is the thing. It's like they didn't get leaner in these photos. Maybe they did a little bit, but where the definition really came from was like, now we're growing muscle. Now we're looking good. So the weight climb phase. So the climb phase. What's super important here is like, same thing, it's just not getting lazy. All right, so this is when nutrient timing comes in. We can actually eat more food. We can actually do more in this phase if we space our food out right. Like for example, you need to have a lot of carbs, but if we jam them before your training session and after your training session, if you're like Trent, who has like gummy bears in between his training session, a little cheeky, he just wants gummy bears. But like
Yeah.
you can get a lot more without like, and less fat gain just by mastering some nutrient timing. There's a lot to go into with nutrient timing and it's a little more advanced, so we'll do that. Like just shoot us a message and we'll start playing with that.
But
if you
same
want
thing,
to.
guys, like, you know, nutrient timing here, like, it adds a lot. To start with, we get so caught up in, like, oh, this supplement or this, when should I eat food? And it's like, if we're at the other phases, we need to master all of, like, that's going to be your
Yeah.
biggest driver. And then once
5%.
we're here, nutrient timing comes into play.
That's-
Because again, it's like, we're trying to optimize that gaining muscle. And carbs have a massive impact, especially
Yeah.
pre and post training. So again, it's just going to help us drive more
Exactly.
muscle.
This means nothing in the previous phases. Like until we get here, you just need to like eat in a deficit. It's like, you're good. Like up until this point, like this is where nutrient time actually becomes more important. I usually say like, oh, it's the rest is 90%, the nutrient timing and these more advanced stuff is like 5-10%. But as we were doing this presentation, it made me realize like it's not, because it becomes very important, but only here, only in this phase, which is cool. And also, who's got a guilty pleasure? Not that one, but like food-wise.
Chocolate.
So like chocolate, for example, you probably have not eaten chocolate for like a very long time because you've been being really good. So we can play with nutrient timing here. Like have chocolate before you go to the gym, because like that's just going to go straight to your muscles. Life's good, right? Oh, calm down. But like anything you've said no to, this is where we can do it. How can I fit this around my gym session? Life's good. Let's do it.
We covered all of that. So this is where I love to sit.
This is where she sits. This is where I'm at right now as well, full transparency, with like what my fitness goals, myself. Oh my God, I'm a human too. I have goals. But like this is where kind of we sit at.
Yeah. And the really cool thing is we can have a mix between both at this stage. We are gaining muscle here because we have enough resources. We've mastered all of the previous things of, you know, our technique, our rep ranges, we're getting PBs, progressive overload, so we can grow a shit ton of muscle still.
Yeah.
In maintenance. We don't need to be in massive surpluses, and we can still drop fat, especially because we're incorporating, you know, our PBs, our step counts, things like that. So we can still actually drop fat here as well.
So this is where we talk about like how I pointed to my love handles before, why they're there for a reason. There's actually no need to be in a surplus pretty much ever to grow muscle. Because for example, like you guys have all kind of seen maybe like, oh, you try to gain a kilogram a month of weight when you're growing muscle, like whatever number, you can't physically grow a kilogram of pure muscle in a month. Like, sorry if that was a realization for some of you. So let's say you can grow 100 grams of muscle in a month. The rest of that is just fat. You do not need to be in a surplus because you can get, in order to grow, how about this? Back to the basics. In order to grow muscle, you need energy. You can get that energy from either your food, as in eating in a surplus, or what is another source of energy on your body that is just ready to go? Your body fat.
Fat.
So if you eat at maintenance, your body's going to be using all the energy from food that you eat to like live and to function and to maintain your weight. And then when it's time to grow muscle, it needs to get that energy from somewhere. It's going to take your fat. It's going to get that energy. So you'll be growing muscle, replacing fat for muscle. You'll be growing muscle and losing fat at the same time. Really cool time to be. Now, that being said, you can only do it if you have a little bit of body fat on your body. If you were just like shredded, you can get too lean and then your body doesn't want to. That's why I was saying before, like you need to gain a little bit of body fat to be in a really good spot.
Because the same thing is like when we're like doing calorie deficits or if we've eaten like low, our body actually adapts here as well.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. There's pros and cons in it, right? So same thing, like we can get really lean here. So again, we just increase it back up.
And then when you get leaner, you increase your food and then eventually you're like The Rock, who has to eat 7,000 calories or else he'll die because he's just got so much lean mass on him. But the biggest thing to manage here, it's so poetic. It's like back to the start. You manage expectations because muscle growth is a slow process. So if you look in the mirror, it's like the full pendulum swing. The mirror is going to change not fast enough for you to notice it. So look at your progress photos from last month, you'll see it. Focus on the things, the objective measures of muscle growth, which is getting a PB. If you're lifting heavier or you're doing more reps, that's proof that the muscle growth has already occurred. That's what you need to focus on. You really need to focus on just getting stronger in the gym.
And I feel like at this stage, we can kind of feel not a little bit bored, but it's kind of like, well, what am I working towards? Because it is taking a lot longer here at this stage. So
yeah, this is the long game.
I always recommend like in this stage, like we do want to set performance goals, whether it's strength goals, whether it's fitness, like anything performance goals, whether it's pull-ups, like this is where we can really start to dabble into actually having like a really cool performance goals, and you want to have it here because otherwise we can get deterred or lose a little bit of motivation because we're not really like tracking towards like a big goal.
Yeah,
so
this is like, it takes years, not months to grow muscle. So like this is kind of, you need to find a way to make it fun.
Yeah.
You need to set little goals for you to make it fun or else you can get complacent.
Marathons.
Do a marathon.
Competing.
You know,
Yeah.
If you want to compete in a
High
comp,
rocks.
that's cool. But anything like, let's say like muscle ups, like this freak, you can do like 20. Like I want to be able to do muscle ups. Like that's a cool goal that you can set for the next few months. Like find ways to make your training fun and then vice versa with nutrition, find ways to make your nutrition fun. Test out new recipes. Like something that you've never eaten before, like cook it, have fun. Test out some new stuff, try to make it fun. Because we're playing the long game here, so we need to find ways to keep motivation, keep it really entertaining so that you don't get bored and then get complacent, eat a lot of food, not really train, weight comes back on, and then we have to go back a few steps in the roadmap, you know?
We've got a few people in this room.
Jazz is
Jazzy.
here.
Yeah, Jazzy's here. And same thing, going through a fat loss phase, and then we went through the recomp phase. And like we're actually seeing the body really change in this phase as well, which is really cool. It can feel slow week to week, but this is why having those performance goals as well.
Yeah.
And this is why we use our progress photos to really see the same.
Because when we showed Brie there, like same weight, exact same weight.
Exact
like
same
Brie
weight.
there. But because you didn't see it, you see yourself in the mirror every single day, so the change is slow, so you don't really realize it. But then you like look at these side by side and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I get it. All right, you were right. Because what little fat that she had on her body just went to muscle. Very nice. And then you get to the point where you just have a six-pack all year round. Whoa, you did it. You've reached the finish line. The only thing you really need to master here is like the compliments. They come a lot.
I would say at this stage as well, you will go between, let's say Christmas. Christmas happens every year. We want to enjoy Christmas. Like the point of Christmas is to enjoy it with our family or our friends or enjoy the food. And this is where we don't have fear around that as well. And we can just pop into a deficit. So really knowing your body so we can transition into these phases. They should be much less, but it's not as scary. We can go on holidays, who cares? We put on a little bit of weight, you'll probably still have your abs still, but we can just pop into a deficit if we need.
Yeah.
Or same thing, go into a maintenance.
Yeah.
You know, if you lose weight on your holiday and you want to build a bit more muscle when you come back.
Yeah, that's good. And then, like we said before, finding a reason to make it entertaining. Finding a reason to keep going. It's like, because you've kind of, who's played video games before?
Crash Bandicoot.
If you guys said no, I
actually
would have been
played.
like, oh man, that's embarrassing.
Ooga booga. What? I don't know. It goes like you do and you get a mask, like, ooga booga. That's what I remember.
Clip that. I'm using that as ransom.
Anyways.
Anyway, you know when you finish, you're like so obsessed with finishing the game, and then when you finish it, you have like an existential crisis, and you're like, well, what do I do with my life? Actually, better example, should have led with this. You know when you finish a series on Netflix?
Oh yeah. You're so
Should have
obsessed.
fucking led with that. And you're just like, what do I do now? You're like, oh, my life. It's like, oh, what do we finish? Blacklist. And you're like, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And you kind of sit, for the next few days, you sit trying to like find something on Netflix for 2 hours because you're like, yeah, I'm done. Where's the motivation to keep going? Because it's kind of finished. You kind of get this, first world problems, I know, but you get this when you've got like your dream body. What do I do now? I'm here.
And we're going to go into goal setting tomorrow. Like we have a full workshop on it because at each stage it does get different. It's really important that you guys know how and have that tool to do it. You know, whether we tick off a fat loss goal, whether we're sitting at recomp, like it is so important to know how to reset the bar, whether we get injured, things like that, to have that so you have something that you are tracking towards and you feel like you're making progress.
Need a goal.
No one likes to not feel like making progress.
Just the nature of human existence to be progressing towards, oh, wow, not just pretty face. I know stuff. Anyway, but we're going to go into everything. Like Dex is going to go into how you can keep making progress when you've got injuries, like all that kind of stuff. You guys are it's going to be a good weekend and you're going to have a lot of skill. Thank you. That's the roadmap.
Yeah.
Now you clap. Yeah. Thank you. No need to stop.
So we are going to open it up for a Q&A, guys. So if you guys do have any questions, yeah, we'll go into the Q&A now.
Don't think of it as like, I obviously didn't master it if I put on a little bit of weight. Like you did, you crushed it. Like Christmas, for example, everyone, and I hope, you know, unless you've had a very boring Christmas, that you probably put on a little bit of weight over Christmas. All right, let's just do a quick cleanup. Let's just do a quick mini cut, clean up, trim some of the fat, and like get back to where you were. Like that's just the normal, that's like, don't think of it like I've gone back in the roadmap. Think of it like it's not a destination. It's not a location of you having abs all year round. It's kind of this bounce. Like, for example, like you said, Chloe, you bounce between like 3-4 kilograms up and down, you know?
And I kind of want to say this is like, we're all going to have different things that we're better at different things. Like for me, like I was mentioning earlier, like the protein side, that took me so long. And it's like, you know, other people in this room already mastered it. It's like we're going to have like those areas that we just need to spend more time working on. And like life is always going to happen. Like massive believer of that. Like whatever it is, like we never know what's going to happen, but it will always throw us big curveballs. So when it does, it's like we kind of just have our list of non-negotiables of like, these are the things that, again, wherever we are, of our non-negotiables. And they might be different, but like going through the roadmap, I would say they are the non-negotiables, but you will definitely have individual things that when that happens might fall off a little bit.
Yeah, like a lot of you have been through the thick of it. Like like life has happened to a lot of people in this room. And like we say, it's just about, you probably heard me say this, like just staying in routine, because that routine is what's like going to get you out of it. If you spiral, it's worse. But touching on the non-negotiables, it's like, what can we do in this time? What's the minimum? Like, for example, for us, growing a team, having Layla, like trying to take care of ourselves, like it's a lot. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it. So for us, our non-negotiable was just 3 sessions a week. We came down from like training 6 times a week to training 3 times a week.
Double session.
Because that was like our non-negotiable. And then like going for a walk together as a family is like a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You know, that's just unit, and that's going to look different to you. Like maybe your non-negotiables, and like when you're going through the thick of it, like maybe you might not even train, but at least you go for a walk. It's
and
like,
the cool
what are these
thing,
non-negotiables?
Harry's actually going to dive into like the different layers of like priority for like troubleshooting like plateaus that I think would really help as well.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, this is your biggest leverage, and then it's like different layers. So.
Yeah, but like it's not, don't think of it as going backwards in the roadmap. Like you get to a point where it's just, you just bounce between these numbers, and that's okay. That's normal.
And I kind of want to say as well, because it's like when that happens, you kind of know what you're good at and what you're not good at as well. So it's like, whether it's like we get crazy busy with life, whether like sicknesses, whether like we go on holidays, we kind of like work out. It's like a troubleshooting. Oh, I'm really good at that. Oh shit, I kind of suck at that as well. So it's like use these moments to kind of reassess and be like, okay, cool. I just need to really deep dive into that. And as well, it may look different during different times.
You can't take away my carbs.
Yeah.
The better
It's
thing
funny
to do,
you say that because we're working on carbs. I'll just remove them. I'm happy to.
the better thing to do is, because like people have this daily obsession, because it's an easy way to think like daily calories. I ate more today, I need to eat less like the next day. I didn't do much today, I need to do more. Like you think in days when we kind of should be looking at thinking of a week. That's more kind of important. So if you do a little bit less steps the next day, you can make up for it by doing a little bit more for the rest of the week. So let's say you want to sit at, like for me to eat 3,200 calories, that's my maintenance, and be safe, I need to do 8,000 steps a day, which is tough when she steals the walking pad. But I need to do 8,000 steps a day. So if I do 4,000 one day, what I do is I just change my goal for the next 4 days to 9,000. Because then over those 4 days, I've kind of made up those 4,000 steps. That's the best way to do it. But if you physically can't do that, like let's say you have a full busy week, that's when, okay, maybe we might bump it down, but not by much. Chloe, we briefly touched on it. Remember when we said all of those negative, nasty things your body does to stop you from burning calories? How it really becomes a bit of a dick and it works against you? It does it the opposite way. So if you eat too much, your body's going to work really hard to stop you from putting on fat to a certain degree. Now, like the opposite's going to happen. You're going to really fidget, bounce up and down under the chair at work. When you talk to mum on the phone, you'll just be pacing instead of sitting down on the couch.
When you've got your PT clients, you're going to be putting on their weights really fast.
Yeah. And this happened to me. Like when we were in the gyms, when I'd be at maintenance in a surplus, I'd do 12K steps, just like doing the laps around the gym. When I'd be in a deficit, I'd do 6,000 because I'd end up just standing there. And I didn't even realize, but that's just what your body does. So it happens the opposite way. So if you, I scratch what I said before, don't touch your calories, because if you're eating a little bit more on one day, your body's likely going to do the work and make up for it anyway.
And progress over perfection, because this is something we're working on increasing. Sometimes some of us can just hit that number straight away. But especially when we're working with time constraints, it's just going to take a little bit more for it to really cement into your routine. But yeah, looking at it as a week perspective rather than a day and then reactive with our calories is the best way.
The best case is how can I just do a little bit more Not even tomorrow. Not do an extra 4,000 tomorrow. How can I do an extra 4,000 over the next 6 days? It'll even out. That's the best way to do it.
Cool. At the end of the day, like, it's your goal. Like, I will say that. Like, no one should ever tell you this is how much fat you have to lose. Of course, if you have a vision in mind, a body composition in mind, of course, you can always ballpark it. But as we're losing, like, you know, we could set out to lose more, but then it's like, oh, like, we're actually really lean, like, six-pack, like, see, like, quads, like, everything at a different weight. So it can kind of change. Once you've kind of done it, like, you'll know what it is like for you.
If you haven't been down to a point where you're like, this is me lean, it's very hard to tell. It's very, like, we can take an educated guess because we've seen hundreds of you guys, like, you know, lean. You can kind of tell, like, if you've got this height and you've got a, like, general amount of muscle, what the rough number is going to be, but it's very impossible to tell. Like, even for me, I was 105 and I was like, oh, I'm going to have abs at 100. Yeah, not right. It's like 85. I need to lose 20 kilograms to, like, really be lit.
And it's like, if you have a bit more muscle as well, like, you can just drop a little bit of fat and you see your muscle weight more.
Yeah.
So as well, this kind of comes back to, okay, well, what is our goal that we're working towards? Because we might, like, drop a shit ton of weight and then we're like, oh, actually, I just don't have as much definition of muscle. So then we go into that. Or we might drop it, get halfway and be like, oh, actually, like, I love this. I love this. So
The objective way to tell is, like, lose 5 kilograms, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, do I have more? Okay, let's go again. And just, like, kind of tell. Once you've gotten down to a point where you're like, this is the number for me, where, like, this is my good point that I'm happy with, then it's very, you've set that flag, you know, you've set the North Star, you know where you're going. But if you've never been down there before, it's near impossible to tell, like, I need to lose exactly 15 kilograms.
yeah.
You know?
But it's always good, like, obviously with us describing what the goal is, because once we get there as well, like, especially like the last, like, 5 kilograms going into abs, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, I have more fat to lose. It's like, actually, no, we've got to transition into muscle growth as well.
A lot of people get lean.
Having a second eye, like, you know, and really painting the picture, like, we can brainstorm what that looks like for you.
Because, like, same thing, a lot of people are like, oh, I've still got more to lose. And it's like, from where? Like, under the couch? I'll help you find it. It's like, you just need to start growing some muscle.
Yeah.
So it's, like I said, no good answer to that one.
Yeah.
So the defining characteristic of maintenance is your weight's not going up. That being said, when we put you on maintenance, your weight's going to come up by like 1 kilogram or 2, and the first time you do it, you're going to have a heart attack. It's funny. I need to, like, I don't know, find a great way to answer it every time.
And I will say this, like, you're nowhere near, like, your peak of maintenance. Like, you've worked really hard. You just experienced this, actually. We had your maintenance, what, 1900, 2000? And you started getting hungry.
Okay, here's this. Yes, you need to eat more. Like, your body's telling you that it wants more food, which is good. But think about this. Maintenance is a range, not a number. So when we talk about, like, Chloe's maintenance, it's anywhere from 2,800 to 3,500. It's not a number. Because if she eats a little bit less, she won't move as much. If she eats a little bit more, she will move more. Like, your body will maintain at this, like, range.
And especially, like, you see your progress, like, you've put on a shit ton of muscle.
Yeah.
So
like, if
it's naturally going to pull up.
If you accidentally eat
you just walking
2,500,
around, like, you're burning way more calories now.
Because think about it, like Chloe said, every step you take through space, you've got more leg muscle, so it burns more calories. Like, so you burn more calories in general. That's why, like, Kara's in 3,000, and she's like, this
But weight is a good indicator here. Like, what weight is. Obviously, when we first go up, we can expect, you know, a kilo, a quick jump, but then we should be tracking nicely.
Yeah.
But like Bryson. Bryson's just gone into maintenance. We had a jump.
2 kilograms.
Yeah. So, and then same thing, just getting hungry. So again, we play with it a bit, we pull it up, but we make sure the weight, we're trending.
So just 2 answers to this question to wrap it in a bow, because she's staring at me. The first one is it's a range. So if you accidentally eat more one day, your body's going to do the work. Like, your body's going to burn those off pretty easily, so don't stress too much. The second answer is the defining characteristic of maintenance is that your weight is staying the same. You'll bounce up between let's say like for me it's a kilogram, 1 kilogram, 1.5 kilograms, you'll go up and down between this. But if you look at your graph and it's trending up, we're not at maintenance by the very defining characteristic of maintenance, which is maintaining.
Yeah.
So if you see that, it's like we pull it back a little bit. But generally, like once we find a good number that's like a happy number to be at, then we can just go back there every time and life's good. And then, like we said, to first answer, if you eat a little bit more one day, it's not going to matter. Your body's going to make up for it. If you eat a bit less one day, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
It's so much less. Like you need to worry about that shit when you're in a deficit. When you're at a maintenance, like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You can get lazy and just like start eating donuts, but it's pretty. It's a good time. Like
Yeah.
maintenance is a good time. You've got forgiving. Maintenance is very forgiving. That's the word for it.
But we got room to go up, and yeah, we will.
We do.
But we're nowhere near the
We're
peak
going to
yet.
get you to 2.5. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll give them a huge round of applause.